Hi, Tasha here, and today we are going to talk about how to provide value in your recruiting process. And this is really about the difference between the concept of providing value and proving your value. And the difference is that one of them is about the other person and giving them value, and the other is about our ego. So I want to start off by telling you basically a tale of two coaching calls that happened to me recently as far as signing on new one-on-one clients. And both people were awesome, but I showed up differently in each of the calls. So I'll tell you about the first one. It's kind of embarrassing. Hopefully my clients are okay with me sharing the story. It has nothing to do with you. It's just all me. So I got set up with a call that Karen, who's in charge of all of our sales and marketing and operations and everything, set up for me. And I knew that this client loved, Karen was the first choice. Now, I feel like kind of a jerk because this happens to my team all the time because, a lot of times I'm the first person they interact with, and it was pretty humbling to be in the other place. But basically, Karen's not taking clients, so I ended up being the second choice. And so I said, well, what do you know about what it is that I do? And it was nothing, except for you create presidential diamonds, which for this particular company is the highest rank. And I got really freaked out. And my imposter syndrome set in majorly on those basically two facts. And I found myself really trying to wow and impress this client with my amazing knowledge and my amazing this and my amazing that. And it felt a little off to me because I was in the space of trying to prove my value as opposed to really just taking a step back and trying to provide value. Now, it has a happy ending because this particular client, we still totally hit it off and it was good, and she's doing great. But I felt like it wasn't right. I just felt off, and I took a step back and I reflected on what was different about that call than the others that I have. And it was this thought of, okay, I need to prove that I'm as valuable as I've been promoted to be. And that was just a really dangerous place. That was so much more about my ego than it was about that client. And I didn't like it, and it wasn't good, and I wanted to make a change. And so I was chatting with a few folks on my coaching team because it really just shifted my perspective. And so I showed up to the next call differently. And this client is a little bit different. It was a renewal. And so I chatted with her. Both clients basically coming into the call I knew were yeses. And it was more of a formality. But I came in a little bit different, and I said, okay, what's going on with you? And I actually asked the question, how can I provide value to you and your family over the next 6 months? And she said something that's kind of hard to do, right? Let me look at my notes here. She said, show me what I don't know or don't see, and just be you. Well, okay, I can do that. And so we kept talking, and her computer kept buzzing and binging and stuff. I said, hold on a second. Can I just take 10 minutes and fix your computer? And I turned off all of the notifications. I synced her calendars up. I shared them with her husband, so he always would know what was going on. And I changed her default browser so she would be able to go a little faster. And she looked at me and she said, after 15 minutes of maybe tech support, you completely just earned your whole first month. And I thought that was so interesting because it didn't take a lot of time. It technically isn't my greatest gift or what I was being hired for. I don't think people will look at me and say, oh, hire Tasha, she's great at tech support. But it was super, super valuable for her. And it helped me to realize that, and even with the first call, I was trying to prove my value and trying to be impressive. But both those people got something very different out of those calls. And I realized that value is subjective. What we think is valuable is based on our knowledge, our experience, and our skills. And as a coach, I came in with, okay, well, the sales stuff is not that hard because I'd been doing it for a long time, but it's life-changing for others. Or, the things that I coach my clients on are things that I've had to do for a long time. And so it feels to me like breathing, but to them, it's super, super valuable, that perspective. And the amount of frustration, all that beeping would cause my client during webinars or team trainings and things like that, and how distracting that would be, that was pretty heavy for her. And I think that I probably saved her a few hours a week of productivity. And gosh, is there anything more valuable than getting time back? And I just think that we need to rethink what it means to provide value and not get so caught up in proving our value. So what if we walked into sales conversations, retention calls, recruiting calls, coaching calls, looking to provide value instead of trying to prove our value? How would this change all of our interactions? So I have a couple points before we get into how to do this in your recruiting process. Number one, providing value is all about them. Right? It's other-centered. Proving value is about us, and it's about our ego. When we focus on us and our ego, our business does not grow. When we focus on serving others and providing them value, our business grows. Second point here is that customers need to want the thing you have more than they want their time or their money. So if you give value, they will give money. Customers will. And when you can establish a reputation as a value provider, your relationships increase. People want to be around you. People want to be connected with you. If you are constantly providing value, it helps us to relax a lot. I think when we're thinking, going with an interaction with a human on, gosh, how can I provide this person value today, as opposed to how can I prove my value to them? And it's just so different. And number three, building your team provides a lot of value to those individuals. Think about some of my clients, and they always say, I just get so much more excited now talking about the business opportunity than I do about the product. And the reason they say that is because the people that are successful in the network marketing business opportunity, they have all that financial reward and some of the freedom and flexibility. Even if it's incredibly hard, they've overcome trials and character and personal development and all that. But along with that comes the benefits of the product, right? And so they're just so much more passionate about that, and they see their role as a team builder, inviting people to join their team, building their team, recruiting, whatever you want to call it, as something they're doing that is adding value to the other person's life. And I wonder if we changed our thought process around that, how would that change our recruiting process? And so how do we provide value in a recruiting conversation? So let's say someone is interested in learning more about how to earn money with your company or the business opportunity or however you present it, and you schedule an appointment to go over this stuff. So here are 4 tips. Number 1, keep growing. Your ability to provide value increases as your skills, knowledge, and experience increase. So my ability to provide value as a coach continues to increase as I invest in my own coaching, my own personal development, my own professional development, but even more so, my experience. The experience is the most valuable part of what you offer people when it comes to the value you give them. And experience can only operate through action. So sometimes we get caught up in, okay, I want to increase my value. I want to increase my professional and personal development. So I'm going to go read a book. Well, until you act upon it, you learn from the actual action and experience, it's not as solid of a valuable experience as just hearing about something and not yet implementing it. So move into your own action and see that as a vehicle for your personal and professional development, because the more action you have, the more experience you have, the more wisdom you can provide, which is valuable to people. Number 2 tip is listen. Tell me all about you. What would be helpful for you to go over today? And really take good notes. If we're not thinking about ourselves and how we need to prove value, then it's a lot easier to listen and take good notes. Number 3, gain consent or agreement. People don't like unsolicited advice. And so if you hear something, just ask. If we talk more about that, would that be helpful? Just gain consent there, and it's going to increase your ability to provide value to that person, because they're going to be a lot more receptive. If you listen and then you just start giving value and they haven't really consented to that yet, you run the risk of them just being defensive. And so by asking a question like, if we went over this, would that be helpful? Really opens them up to being receptive to the value that you are going to add. And the 4th is ask for action. The real value exchange comes when they get the results, not when they know about the thing. So yes, listen is important. Yes, ask consent. Yes, give them information about your business opportunity and how they can earn money and how can they better their family's life. But you have to ask for action, because just knowing that they could have a better life doesn't provide the same amount of value as them actually launching, getting some customers, and being on their way, doing something maybe they never thought they could do, overcoming that challenge and having that personal pride, getting product, having that purpose that they're helping people, and also the income opportunity that comes along with all of that is so cool. And so the actual value exchange comes when they get the results. And so ask them for action. When you listen to them earlier, they told you why doing this business would be valuable to them and their family's life. So listen to that and hold on to that. And remember that your job as a value adder, value creator, is to follow through on that, helping them to do that thing to help them to be more successful. So that is, those are my tips on providing value. So let me go ahead and do a quick recap for you. Keep growing, listen, gain consent, and ask for action. I hope that this video was helpful for you. And I really want to invite you to become a stronger team builder. So I want to invite you to our Good Human Recruiter full day event on how to build your team and just really be a great, great person and be confident and have great conviction and have a great plan on building your team. So you can learn more about that at emergesalestraining.com/events. I hope to see you there, and I hope that you enjoyed this video. Go ahead and leave a comment below. Let me know what you thought or what was helpful for you today. Have a great day. Or actually, oh shoot, you probably turned off the video, but if you're still listening to the video, let me know how this comment or how this video provided value to you today in the comments. All right, cool. Have a great day.